Yet another dismal morning for the refugees stuck on the Croatian side of the border with Slovenia. Almost all men left here, many separated from their families who had already been moved on without them. It feels like the usual chaos.
Somebody speak today, all people going to Slovenia. But until now we don't believe him.
But over the border things are very, very different. Off the buses, orderly queues at the Slovenian registration centre. There are beds here, plenty of food, and medical facilities to care for this little child suffering from dehydration. The government said on Sunday it was being given more funding from the European Commission for places like this, on the assumption they will continue to have to clean up the mess.
We are trying to go through these procedures in the most organised way in the best interest of the migrants, and I hope that we will be able to fulfil this task to the last migrant that comes to Slovenia.
The refugees who are successfully processed then end up in places like this, a disused hotel on the border with Austria. The police are around, but there are no restrictions on their movement at all. This mum from Syria couldn't stop smiling. She was that much closer to Germany and nobody in the way. And here in Slovenia, it's good?
Good,
yeah?
Very good.
And those who end up in the capital's asylum centre are free, if they wish, to simply jump on a train with anybody else. What a change from having to push your children through the window. At Budapest train station, of course, the Hungarian authorities tried and failed to force the refugees to stay in one place. Serbia and Croatia, meanwhile, have resorted to piling people onto buses and then dumping them at the next available border. The contrast here couldn't be any more stark. There's not a police officer in sight. What it means is that any refugee who makes it this far has almost got there. Of course, Slovenia hasn't yet had to deal with the really big numbers, but they probably will. For once, it looks like a country with a system offering a taste of freedom. Lawrence Lee, Al Jazeera, in Slovenia.